Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at the Red Book. This is the Family Court Practice for 2011. There's the spine on the side, remember the front cover. It's published under what we call family law, but it's actually Jordan Publishing. They're useful in calendars at the front. At the back, we've got a lot of very useful quick information, which is extremely helpful, especially on fees. There is, of course, the standard CD, which I think is very helpful. A very, very useful index at the back. I like the shading again, which we've got at the sides, which shows you where the various Acts of Parliament are. There's the Children Act there. You've got the standard layout, of course, in this publication. And then you've got the family procedure rules themselves. Do read Anthony Cleary's foreword right at the beginning. The actual introduction, which I think is very helpful to go with, in fact, the original statements made, because they do actually put together the problems that we have at the moment within the family jurisdiction. We've written a review of this book, which is on the web and in journals, and we've given it the title, "Where do I find it in the Red Book?" ? Which is the question that will be raised by certainly many judges. I see this book every time I'm in court, so it's the one that is used. You need to know your way around it. What we've said in simple terms, there's a much more detailed review on the net, is every year since 1993, the Family Court Practice, the much valued Red Book, has provided what has become the definitive work of reference in family law, which Mrs. Justice Bracewell eloquently described in her original preface to the work as the comprehensive and authoritative guide for practitioners, universally accepted as a standard book of reference for judges and practitioners throughout the jurisdiction. As I've said, it is what we see in court, and it's fundamental to family practice. This monumental yet eminently accessible work is now over 3,000 pages long. It's a heavy book, and of course it has expanded. It's being updated annually now, and there are additional supplements, but the 2011 edition reflects some quite enormous changes that have taken place since last year's edition, and the most important being the family procedure rules themselves, which came into force in April 2011. That's one of the reasons this has been slightly delayed for publication. What I would say is that you have all the people who one will come across in the family jurisdiction who have contributed. They're listed on the side. There are too many of them to list by name, but you will know the people concerned. In my view, obviously, it's a very important work. It's topical, it's logically structured, and it covers the full range of proceedings that we have. The index at the back is particularly helpful, I think, because when I was looking recently for something, I was able to spot it very, very quickly, and that really is because the index is so substantial. So let me conclude by saying, where do I find it in the Red Book is actually the inquiry from Lord Wilson, as he now is, as the chief editor, if I can call him that. It's a commonplace query on the part of judges, and therefore woe betide any practitioner who hasn't brought a copy of it along with him or her. So what we're suggesting is, if you haven't already got your copy this year, you better do so now, because it's certainly something you will need. As I say, there are updates as well, which are helpful for the case law and the changes that will obviously take place with the way in which the rules go. I personally could not be without it. It's been extremely helpful to me to go with the Green Book, the White Book, and the other publications. But this is something special in that it is dealing with a difficult jurisdiction, and it has everything that you need in the one place. So can I thank Jordans very much for continuing the publication of this, and for the huge amount of work that the contributors, including the various editors, have put in to make it such a success. Thank you. Bye-bye.